2 years after his breakup, a homeless man met his ex's friend, who told him his ex-girlfriend had left his daughter at a shelter. "My daughter?" he asked, surprised. "I'm gonna get her out of there." "Hi, honey," Kyle said as he walked into his apartment. "Why'd you ask me to come home early today? Is everything okay?" He entered their bedroom and was surprised to see his girlfriend packing her clothes. "Are you going somewhere, Tina?" "I'm leaving. I can't live with you anymore, Kyle." Tina zipped her bag and dragged it near the entrance. "Jack's here to pick me up," she added. "Who's Jack?" Kyle asked. He could feel his heart race and his cheeks flush red. Tina was his girlfriend of 2 years and they'd recently moved into an apartment together. Kyle met Tina at the grocery store he worked at. He was the manager when she began interning there. They had been inseparable since then. Living without her was something he could never imagine. "Jack is my boyfriend, Kyle. I've been with him for 6 months and we can't live apart anymore. He works as a manager at one of the biggest construction companies in town," Tina replied coldly. "How could you cheat on me, Tina? I trusted you," Kyle cried. It was hard for him to believe that the woman he loved the most didn't want to be with him. She had chosen someone else. Kyle helplessly watched his girlfriend leave their apartment as tears rolled down his cheeks. He thought he would live with her forever, but fate had other plans. Soon, Kyle stopped returning home early from work and went to the bar instead. Over there, he made friends who eventually ruined his life. Within a few weeks, Kyle lost his job and couldn't pay his bills on time. Eventually, his landlord evicted him, forcing him to live on the streets. "Kyle, is that you?" he heard a familiar feminine voice. When he looked up, he saw Tina's friend standing in front of him on the sidewalk. "What happened to you?" she asked, surprised. It had been 2 years since Kyle and Tina had broken up. After losing his job, Kyle had been living on the streets and eating leftovers from the dumpster. "Yeah, it's me. Long story," Kyle said as he stood up from the sidewalk. He could see how confused Tina's friend was, so he decided to tell her about what happened. "Oh, Kyle, I feel so bad for you. Tina never told me she cheated on you with Jack." "I never expected her to leave like that," Kyle said. "Well, Kyle, I wanted to talk to you about something. I'm glad we met today." "What's on your mind?" "Sure." "Kyle, do you know Tina was pregnant when she left you?" "What? I didn't know." "I'm sure she didn't tell you about it. She had a baby 6 months after she left you." "Oh my God, I'm a father?" Kyle sat up. He looked mindlessly at the cars passing by while he thought about his daughter. "I'm sure Tina will never let me meet her." "I don't think so," Tina's friend replied. "Jack found out the daughter wasn't his and he pressured Tina to give the child up, so Tina dropped the baby at a shelter just months after she was born." "What?" Kyle covered his mouth in disbelief and looked at Tina's friend. "Which shelter is it? Can you give me the address?" The next day, after shaving his beard and wearing clean clothes, Kyle entered the shelter to meet his daughter. Soon the receptionist took him to see an 18-month-old girl who looked just like him. "Oh my," Kyle gasped. "Hi, little princess. Look who's here to see you," the receptionist said to Kyle's daughter. The little girl looked at him with eyes wide open and then smiled. "Hi, Sarah, I'm Kyle. How are you, sweetheart?" Kyle asked. After the receptionist left, Kyle told Sarah he was her father and promised his little angel that he would return to take her back home. However, he had no idea how he would afford to rent an apartment after being homeless for 2 years. The following day, Kyle visited several stores and told the owners about his experience as a grocery store manager. Since he wasn't dressed appropriately and didn't have his experience letter or CV as proof, no one hired him. Instead, the store owners laughed at him because they thought he was a homeless person who didn't know what he was doing. Instead of giving up, Kyle asked the store owners to hire him as a cleaner, but no one agreed. What should I do now? Kyle wondered. He knew he couldn't give up on his daughter's life depended on him. Later that day, Kyle cleaned the area outside the stores, hoping the shop owners would appreciate his hard work. All except one older man mocked Kyle. The kind store owner asked Kyle to join his store as a cleaner starting the next day. "I'll see you tomorrow, sir," Kyle said before he left. The following day, Kyle began working at the store. He worked as a cleaner for the entire week and waited for the right opportunity to tell the shop owner about his past work experience. He didn't want to keep working as a cleaner. "I've worked as a store manager for about 2 years, sir. However, I lost everything I owned after an unfortunate incident in my life. But I want to work and earn a living again. I'm so glad you gave me a chance." After Kyle shared his knowledge about the management with the shop owner, he resumed mopping the floor. While cleaning, Kyle stumbled across a wallet full of cash. Who left this here, he wondered. Instead of stealing the money, Kyle gave the wallet to the store owner and told him a customer might have accidentally dropped it in the store. Even though he was tempted to keep the wallet, he decided to be honest, unaware of how things would soon take a turn for the better. "I kept the wallet there, Kyle," the store owner replied. "I wanted to test you, and I'm glad to announce that you've passed. I think it's about time I promote you to the store manager position." "Oh, thank you, sir," Kyle replied. "I promise you I won't let you down." "You better increase the sales and watch out for shoplifters, young man," the store owner joked. Kyle worked at the same store for 2 years until he had saved enough money to get Sarah out of the shelter. On her 4th birthday, Kyle surprised her and took her to his new apartment. "How do you like your new home, my little princess?"
"Oh, Daddy, our house is beautiful. I can't believe you kept your promise."
Sarah hugged her father while tears rolled down Kyle's cheeks. Soon he enrolled her in the nearest school and continued his job as a store manager. Kyle had finally found a purpose in his life.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.